This next exercise is basically another hamstring exercise that's really trying to work your hamstrings and your hips. You can have the sling as high as you feel confident getting your leg up on, because you're going to want to have some good room to drive that force down. I have some pretty thick bands here as well, so I can really press. Now, this is for anybody that notices when they bend over, you feel a little bit of tension in your back, or if you find one hamstring tends to tighten on you. This is going to balance the pelvis because you have a supporting leg and a lifting leg and create force. So you got to be really mindful on this one. What we're going to do is stand really tall, push into the supporting leg, and you can bend one leg up and get it on top as gently as possible. And then nice and lifted, squeezing the glutes, feel the toes grip in the supporting leg. Watch that everything's aligned. Even watch that foot position because that changes how your hamstrings work. So make sure that ankle's aligned and your toes are staying down. They're not pulling up towards you. Now you're going to start feeling contraction build from the hamstrings and start pressing down into the sling. And then now you want your back to not move even 1 millimeter and control using the hamstrings and glutes as it comes back up. And you're going to improve your range of motion. So instead of stretching, which is a little tricky because if you stretch, it doesn't really make you stronger in that position. It just loosens you up. This is like stretching with control. So it actually makes you stronger in the range that you're working. You might even be able to almost lift off the sling and pulling back down. Now there are a few, and you can even hold at the bottom, do slight recoils, slight pulses at the bottom. You can play with this one a little bit. There are 2 other positions that you can work on to get different fibers of the hamstrings, especially if you've had a knee injury. You can turn the leg out a little bit. My knee's not locked, it is just relaxed. And then you can pull down. You're going to notice right away, like, oh yeah, that does change, a bit more to that outside hamstring. And you can also turn inwards wherever that hip will let you rotate and pull down. And you're going to feel a lot different fibers in the glutes and in the hamstrings fire as you control this one. So you come back up, you can gently remove that leg, and then you'll set up the other leg. So when you're setting up the other side too, just watch that those hips are square. You've got everything working from the supporting glutes and the extending glutes, and then control that recoil. So give it a try, see if you notice any differences. If you have one side that doesn't feel as strong, do a couple extra reps on that side at the end of it as well to finish off. I hope you enjoy that hamstring variation.